Now, something that can have a pretty big impact in any retail outlet and is not too expensive to get involved in is what is known as digital signage. Now, this is where you've got TV screens up on the wall and a video running instead of a static poster, so to speak. You can have multiple screens up, and obviously they're all running the same image right through, as or parts of the same image, and can be quite impactful. The thing with it though is a lot of retailers that use this technology are doing it wrong. Okay, it's really meant to be movement catches your eye, and then it gives you something to look at that's going to be an offer of interest to you, and have more impact than a static poster would do. But unfortunately, what a lot of them tend to do is just run a normal everyday generic video through the thing, something about their offers or something about their company, and of course they even have audio on there. And if you could imagine walking in a shopping centre and you come across a video even inside the store, you're not necessarily going to stand there and want to watch the whole thing from go to woe just to find out what it's about, let alone try to listen to what's being said with all the noise that's going on around you. So the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim. But what you should be doing, of course, is making sure that the images that come up are just basically offers that relate to your target market and are not actually having any audio at all if possible. One of the companies I work with, which is known as Prendy, now have an awesome offering for people who are interested in digital signage. It's whereby you can actually recognize the gender and age of the people that are looking at your screen. So it's got a little camera type thing looking back from the screen at who's looking at it, and if it sees certain age and gender, it'll then immediately start playing the video content that relates to that type of age or gender. For example, a woman walks up to a screen, suddenly images of handbags and jewellery could come up on the screen, suited to her age group. You might have a child come up on the screen and get toys put in front of her. It's a really great way of, within a very short time frame, giving the message across that you want to get across. It's like targeted right then and there for as long as that person's standing in front of your screen. It only puts up messages relating to them. Brilliant idea. Now, another use for digital signage that Prendy also do is a bit more interactive. They call it the virtual wardrobe. Now, it does have a lot other uses than just this, but in fact I'm going to challenge you to come up with some uses of your own. But what it is you can actually, the customer will come up to the screen and they can touch the screen to get it started, and they can choose from various images, in this case your clothing range, to suit the category that you've selected, whether it be female, male or whatever. And up will come all the tops. You scroll through the tops, and down the bottom you scroll through the bottoms, and you can set up what you would consider to be a cool outfit and then ask to try it on. You could also, while you're there's a little QR code, you could scan that, send it off to your friends, family, ask their opinion of it while you're there. You can save it for later, but really you pick things you're interested in before you even try them on, and go through a lot more range than you can do if you're rummaging through all the racks. Now, the good thing about this program, although it's called Virtual Wardrobe, there's a lot more to this you could possibly use it for. If you think about it, they're images that you load into the system, and therefore you can customize it any way you like. So for example's sake, if you were to, well, let's just say put up a category that was for a hardware store, right? You went into a hardware store, right? And you come up to the screen and there's a section there that says, you know, choose your category. You go through and you find pergolas, right? Now, on the top row, you could be scrolling through all the different types of pergolas that are on the available to be made, and then when you choose the one you like, you could scroll through all the things that you need to make it with, all the tools, all the hardware, and soon enough you'll get an idea of what you need to make this thing. And if you haven't got these tools or hardware at home, you go and buy the stuff. So you could use this in any number of applications. You just have to think what would suit you in your application. You know, your jeweler, you could have a pendant up the top and scrolling through necklaces and matching earrings down the bottom. Pretty much you could just do anything that would relate to add-ons, if you like. Complementary products down the bottom relating to the one up the top there. TV, DVD player down the bottom that shares the same remote, or leads. The idea is limitless, so have a think what you think you could use such technology for in your business. Okay. Now, another thing that has been talked about a lot lately is called augmented reality. Now, I could do an entire discussion on this thing, but rather than get too involved, I'll just try and skirt over the basics as much as possible. If you remember the Back to the Future movies where Michael J. Fox rocks up in the future and then he's standing in the street and this sign, out of the sign, this whopping great big animated shark comes down and basically swallows him whole. It doesn't actually eat him, but it certainly scares him at the time. Well, that technology is now far more real than fiction. A lot of those, you can actually do pretty much what you saw on that screen, perhaps not to that extent, but very close to it. And one of them in the augmented reality arena is also done by the digital signage people, Prindy, and this is whereby you can do predefined messages to come up on the screen in the store. So you've got the screen sitting there in the shop, and you put symbols around the store on certain items. It could be just letters of the alphabet, but they are pre-set up as to what to happen when that symbol is held up in front of the screen. Then the people are encouraged, customers, by either signage or staff, hold up this item in front of the screen. And when they do it, it'll pop up with an animated offer. You know, this is on special this week for such and such a price. Or maybe it'll pop up with suggested add-ons to marry up with the item you're holding there. And when you're leaving the store even, you can have the shopping bag with a symbol on it itself and hold that symbol up in front of the TV screen as you're walking past, and bang, up comes a thank you for shopping with us, or something pretty cool like that, or come again. So this technology is literally available right now, and contact us if you're interested in that sort of thing. Anyway, that's me for now, but let me finish off by saying this. For as long as the norm is to allow average, then consumers will keep looking. And when they do find any form of wow, you can expect them to start talking, and in a good way. It's human nature. People love to find fault. If we get poor service, they love to shout it from the rooftops. They use social media even. If they get so-so service, then they'll just forget you. But if they get wow service, it's so rare that they're more than happy to start shouting it from the rooftops again, including social media. So whether it's getting the latest technology in to wow people, like I talked about earlier, or you promote your point of difference and then train your staff on how to make that stand out in the eyes of the people that visit you, if you make a wow factor in your business, whatever way you do it, you need to stand out from the crowd in a good way, not a bad way, and certainly not forgotten. Oh, and support your local community as they will support you. Alright, thank you for having me. Feel free to visit retailrescue.com if you're interested in the offerings that we provide. See you again soon.